Hey everyone! Today I got a piece of, well, what we think is Wonderstone, and, well, I wonder if it's going to cut into a shiny. Ha! Ha! Yeah, the only way we're going to find out is if we cut it.
I find a stone and take it home and polish it and hope it shines, and also there's a chicken.
Hey everyone, this is Clayton, and like I said, today we have what I believe is Wonderstone. And for those of you who don't know what Wonderstone may be, Wonderstone is, well, I wonder what the stone is. Ha ha! Hilarity ensues. Yes. But seriously, Wonderstone is banded rhyolite. And this is possibly Wonderstone. And if you may notice, I'm trying out a different color background today. And it might be a relative of the blue pointy stick of destiny, but I don't know. And also, I've got a microphone. So we may have better sound. We may not. I don't know. I did some test recordings and the sound was the sound was much clearer with the microphone. So we're going to give the microphone a shot, and it may do better when we take it over onto the wheel. Might not get so much sounding garbage. But let's take a quick look at this. And, well, let's just take a look. We got, as I said, it's probably banded rhyolite or Wonderstone. It's got some blue pointy stick. It's got some fissures running across here. And I don't know how deep those go. I wonder how deep those go. Okay. And on the other side, you still have a few tiny cracks running across there like this. This side's pretty flat. So anyway, I'm sure this is going to be the bottom. And, oh, not too much to say, other than we got some cracks going across here. Seems like there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 cracks that go straight across there. And like I said, I'm not sure how deep those go. But I guess we'll find out. Now, I'm pretty sure that this is the Wonderstone. And all stupid jokes aside about wondering if it's a Wonderstone or not, I'm thinking it's Wonderstone because it looks very much like banded rhyolite does before it's been cut and polished. It could be Wonderstone. It could be a piece of sandstone that has rust marks on it. But the only way we're going to find out is if we take it over to the wheel and do the cut thing. So just before we do that, though, there's a word from the chicken. Now that that's out of the way, over to the wheel. Let's get everything plugged in and fired up. Yes, we got water. So hopefully we will have less sound of the wheel as we start cutting away. And if it doesn't work out well, then we'll go back to something else. So hopefully with that microphone right next to me. Ooh. Oh, it's smoothing up pretty nice. Let me get the bottom. Let me just flatten out the bottom here and start with that. Well, it's getting flat. Flat, flat, flat. Ah, splatter! Okay, the bottom seems nice and flat. Let me try and shape this thing a little bit. Not sure what kind of shape we're going to go with, but we'll shape it. Okay, we've got a fairly good oval shape coming there. And Let me oval it up a little bit more. Okay, we've got some shape to it, and it looks like it's going to be holding up fairly well. So let's take this over and take a better look at it. Be right back. Okay, let's dry Mr. Stone off here a little bit. And let's see what we got. Whoa, this wire is getting on my nerves. Okay, well, like I said, I got a good shape to fairly good shape to it already. And if you can see, it looks like we have metallic flecks in there. Something that's all flaky. And doesn't seem to be a whole lot of banding going on. There's these areas of color. So if a stone has bands in it, is it called a rock band? I'm not sure where the jokes are coming from today, but I know where they're going. Anyway, yeah, I guess the next thing to do is, well, look at these cracks. You really see that crack is kind of deep right there, same way with this one. And that coloration, I'm not sure if that's, could be some iron in there. Iron. It's iron. Some iron in there, there's those flakinesses things. Or it could be the rhyolite. Or it could be, I wonder what this stone is. Because that's really what it's looking out to be. I gotta wonder what it is. So let's get the old thingy on a stick here. Let's see, this, ooh, there's a nice one. Oh, running low on alcohol. Nope, still got enough. Let's heat up this. Okay, I keep checking that because I'm afraid I'm going to melt my phone again. Thank gosh when I did it before, I just melted the case and not the phone. So if you're liking the watching me do the cutting on the wheel, you know, drop me a message, let me know. Because I want to do more interesting things, and the interesting stuff is for you all. So, you know, I got to do what's interesting for you. Well, I'm doing what's interesting for me. I'm doing what I like to do, and I want to take you along on the journey with me. But I also want to do stuff that could be interesting for you as well. Whoa, okay, don't want to get too much. Also, tell me what you think about this new color for the shirt, if you like it or not, or if it's too hard on the eyes, or just give me some feedback here. Alrighty, looks like we have this dopped nice and well. And yeah, you can really see the cracks now that it's dried off. Not sure how that's going to turn out, but the only way to find out is to cut it. And that's what we are going to do. So, back over to the wheel. Okay, here we go. This might be a little bit easier to see. I'm going to try to get those cracks out of there as much as possible. We got for a dome going on there. In some ways this looks like dolomite. take a look at this dried off a little bit. See if we can see there are some cracks in there. I can't really feel them even with my fingernail going across it. Let me work this edge down a little bit. Okay, I think we got that about as good as we're going to get it on the wheel. And seems like the cracks are gone. I can't really feel them. But let's take it over and get a better look at it, and then we'll be able to tell much more. So back over yonder. Okay, okie dokie. Let's see what Let's see what we got here. What we got here is a wonder what it is stone. Ha ha. Oh yeah. Actually, it seems to be a good bit going on in there. If you can see, which I hope you can, there are some sparkly things. And it almost looks like dolomite in a way. My setting edge is a little bit high, but I'm not too concerned about that at the moment. The cracks, this one right here, I don't really feel it when I'm going across it. So I actually might be some sort of other material in there looking like a crack. This crack here, though, I think when I go this way, I can sort of feel it. But we'll be able to tell more when we start polishing. So the first polish is, of course, the 500 grit. So we need a bottle of Smushy Schmutz and paper towel. Now let's get that. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful scene from space right there? That's like straight off of Google Maps or satellite imagery. So let's just start polishing on that. Look at that. What? We got red? Oh. This could be a while, so I'll be right back. Okie dokie. What do we have here? We have a stone that seems to be polishing up. Got a little bit of a flat spot here, and it got some strange multicoloration of rusticles in there. Rusticles? Anyway, got a little bit more to do on there, so I'll be back with more smooth stones. Okay, I wanted to show you, if you can listen here. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but listen close. There was a slight clicking. Did you hear that click? There, do it again. Okay, what's happening is, and I don't have the micro lens here to show you. Might be able to look at it here on the edge. Right here, there's a tiny, where this black comes to, if I get back on the screen it might help, where this black lines V. If you look, there's a tiny little hole there, and there's a lot of these all over this stone. If I turn it slowly, you might be able to see it. A lot of them have those little shiny flecks in there, and what's happening is inside of those little holes there are tiny little pieces of some other type of stone. And I heard this clicking as I'm doing this. Maybe if I water it down a little bit, might be able to find them. I hear this clicking as I'm going over the sandpaper, and these little pieces of grit are coming out. There's one right there. You see that little black spot floating there? Not really floating, it's just sort of flowing. But there's these tiny little pieces of rock coming out of these holes in this material, in this rock. I should say tiny little piece of material coming out of the holes in the rock. That's the word. So I'm not sure if I want to take this over my good buffing wheel in case I get some of those pieces embedded in there. And those pieces, you know, if they're harder than the material that I put on there next, I could put big, gnarly, giant scratches all through my whatever piece of stone that I'm trying to polish. You know, and I don't feel like throwing a whole wheel away just because I got gnarly things in there. I may have to do an alternative method. Okay. So that's pretty much as good as I'm going to get it with this, I believe. And you can see it's not bad. It's not woohoo, but it's not too bad. So let me actually wipe some of this grit crap off of here. And the next thing will be the 1000 grit. So let me clean this up and I shall be right back with 1000 grit. Ping! Okay, here we got the 1000 grit, and this is cleaned up and we're ready to go. So let me hit this with the 1000 grit and I'll be able to tell I doubt if any more of those things will be coming out a lot in mass, because I'll just be polishing, but I still don't want to take and risk it going across my cerium oxide wheel. Okie dokie. That didn't take too long. I mean, this stone's fairly soft. And you can see it's getting a nice sheen to it already. So I'm thinking we might get a nice shine out of it. Like I said, I still don't want to be destroying my good cerium oxide wheel accidentally with a couple of little pieces of whatever it comes out of here. So I'll just do a little bit more polishing on this just to be certain. And then I'll see if I can make myself a makeshift cerium oxide pad. You know, because I used to polish them by hand before, with the cerium oxide before I had a cerium oxide wheel. And, oh yeah, that's actually got a fairly good sheen to it. So I'm going to put this away, and then I'm going to work on getting me a cerium oxide impromptu pad. So don't go away. Ping! Okay, well, what I got here is literally a piece of old boot leather that I salvaged from a dumpster. And yeah, I sometimes do that kind of stuff because leather is expensive. And, oh, I spilled my cerium oxide. What I'm going to do is make this a little wet. And I'm going to take a little bit of cerium oxide. I'm not going to need a whole lot. Put it there in this spot, and I'm going to start polishing. And this works fairly well. Actually, this works very well. I mean, the leather grips the cerium oxide. The cerium oxide does its thing when you run it across there. I mean, it takes some time, but it works exceptionally well. I've done hundreds, if not multiple hundreds, of stones and shells like this. And this is how I did my very first polished stone way back in the day, you know. But it does take a little bit of time. And I shall continue to do this. I'll be right back. I've sort of forgotten how long it does take to do them this way. But as you can see, I'm getting a fairly good shine on this thing. And well, I can see already there's one type of material, two type material, three type material, many types of material in here. And I don't think it's Wonderstone, as in banded rhyolite. Now it's wonder what the heck it is stone, because I don't know what it is. But it's shiny, or it's shining anyway. I'm pretty much to where I'm not going to get too much more shine out of it, I believe. Because I've been polishing away on this for about close to 10 minutes with the camera off. So I'll maybe hit it just a little bit more. Whew. Okie dokie. I think we might have reached maximum shineability here. So let me take and let's see what we got going. Ooh, well, that's not too terrible bad. I mean, you can tell that the different types of material shine up at different degrees of shininess. So let me take this off of the stick. It's snowing. Let me go get some snow and I'll take this off in like 3 seconds. See? Put that in some snow, since we have tons of snow out there at the moment. Little bit of time in there. That's probably even enough. Let me see. Look at that. Couple seconds in the snow, and that's all it took. Now if I had a freezer, I could do the same thing. Now I got to put something with a snowball. Hurrah the frats! Okay, I won't. Okay, in the trash it goes. Over here she goes. And here's what we got. We have a wonder what it is stone, because it does not look like banded rhyolite. It looks like actually it reminds me of dolomite with some iron deposits in it. That makes it all funky iron rusty looking thing. Yeah, that's the technical rockology term. Rusty looking thing in it. But all in all, I'd say this stone is a win. So if you like the video, hit that button, subscribe, send a like our way, and I'll be back with more videos like this. And if you like the new color and the microphone, let me know how it sounded. All right, so thanks for spending some time with me, and have a good evening.